You need to hear this message carefully, for it is no accident that these words are reaching you right now. This moment is no coincidence. Do not disregard what I am about to share, because it is far more important than you may realize. Your soul is under attack. There are forces at work that you cannot see, but they are relentlessly working to tear you down from within. This struggle is not a new one, but it has escalated. Your mind is being weighed down by thoughts that do not come from me. Your heart is under assault, and there is a battle raging in the spiritual realm. Even though you cannot see it, I see it all. I know everything. Nothing escapes my gaze. You felt it, haven't you? That sense that the atmosphere around you has thickened, become heavier, that something isn't quite right, though you can't put your finger on it. You felt the pressure in your chest, the fog in your thoughts, the emptiness in your emotions. You've put on a brave face, trying to hide the turmoil inside from others, but I see through that. I see your soul. You've been surrounded by people who smile at you on the outside, but inside, they harbor envy, criticism, and wish for your downfall. You've been embraced by those whose love was only a mask for hypocrisy, and it has hurt you deeply. You are sensitive. You love with sincerity. You trust without hesitation, and you don't understand why it hurts so much when you've done no wrong. Listen closely now, because you are not imagining things. This is not an exaggeration. There is a spiritual war being waged against you because there is a great purpose within you. The enemy does not target what poses no threat. If you are feeling pursued, confused, or pressured, it is because there is something within you that shines brightly. There is a calling on your life. A seed of destiny has been planted in you, and the enemy is trying to destroy it before it can take root. He has used people close to you, harsh words, rejections, and betrayals to try and weaken you. He has attempted to convince you that you are alone, that no one cares for you, that no one loves you, but that is a lie. I have been with you every moment, even when you felt completely alone. Do you remember the day when you locked yourself in the bathroom to cry, hoping no one would see your pain? That day when the hurt was so overwhelming that it felt like it was suffocating you. I was there with you. I saw you. I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a single moment, when you sat in the darkness and whispered, "I can't go on anymore." I heard that cry from deep within your soul, and even though you couldn't see me, I held you close. The strength you found to keep going on that day didn't come by chance. It wasn't luck or coincidence, it was I, your God, who drew near to you and gave you the strength to rise again. Now listen carefully, for I have something important to tell you. Someone you love dearly, someone who is now with me in heaven, has been crying out for you. Their soul is at peace, but their love for you still burns brightly. That love has brought them into my presence, where they have spoken your name. They have asked me to watch over you, to speak to you, to ensure you don't lose your way in the midst of this battle. It's not that this person has the ability to reach you on their own, no. Only I have power over the invisible. But I have allowed you to feel an unease in your heart, a sense of urgency, because there is something you need to hear now. Not from fear, but from mercy. You thought you were losing faith, that the fire that once burned in your heart had gone cold, but I assure you, it is not dead. It has only been covered by the ashes of pain. Today, I am here to blow upon those ashes and remind you who you are. You are not just anyone. You are my child, my son, my daughter. I created you with a purpose. I gave you a name, and I have not finished with you. Even if everyone turns away, I am still here. Even if you don't understand the trials you've been through, know this: none of it has been in vain. Every single experience has been part of a battle that carries eternal rewards. That's why I tell you today, do not give up. There is more ahead for you, and a time of restoration is drawing near. But first, you must awaken. It's not just sadness you feel. It's not merely physical weariness. It's a spiritual siege, an attack on your identity, your faith, and your destiny. If you do not awaken, if you do not rise in my name, the enemy will take advantage. That is why I have come to speak to you today, to open your eyes and show you that you are not alone in this fight. With you stands the God of the armies, the one who fights for you when you feel like you can't go on any longer. Stay with me. Hear every word of this message carefully, for your soul is hanging on it. Don't let this just be another passing word that fades from your memory once the video ends. This may very well be your final chance to hear my voice with clarity, to step once again into my purpose, and to heal from the pain deep within. My son, my daughter, listen closely. I have never stopped speaking to you. I have never stopped calling your name. Not for a single moment have I ceased loving you, even though the world has tried to make you believe that I am silent. I am not like man who loves one day and forgets the next. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if I am speaking to you today, it is not to condemn you, it is not to accuse you, but to lift you up. I know you have stumbled many times. I know the guilt, the shame, and the weakness you felt. But despite it all, I am still here. I love you with an everlasting love. I have never given up on you. I am faithful to my promises. I do not speak in vain. Every word I speak is filled with power, and it will not return empty. Do you remember the promises I made to you? Even if you've forgotten them or thought they were lost in time, I have not forgotten. The purpose for which you were created is still intact, still standing. The enemy has done everything to pull you off course. He has sown seeds of confusion, used people and circumstances, and even your own mistakes to make you question everything. But today I speak to you and say you still have time. You can still return to the secret place where it all began, where you first felt my presence, where you cried out to me and knew, deep within, that I was holding you, without words, just love. My purpose in coming to you now is not to bring guilt, but to lift you. It is to take the heavy weight off your shoulders that has become too much to bear. It is to bring joy back into your heart, to paint a smile on your face once again every morning that you seek me. I want you to live, not just endure. I want you to breathe deeply and say, God is with me. I have nothing to fear. My love for you is infinite. It has no boundaries. It is not determined by your actions or your failures. I want you to experience this love deeply, fully, without hesitation. I want you to feel my love flowing within you like a river rushing through your dry soul, healing you from the roots. Understand this. I have never abandoned you. I have never forgotten you. Not a single moment has passed, whether day or night, that I have not been watching over you. Even while you slept, I kept guard over you. When you wandered aimlessly, I followed you. When you cried without speaking, I collected every tear, holding them close like precious drops in a jar. To me, none of your tears were ever in vain. I carry you in the palm of my hand, where no harm can touch you, where you are sheltered under my shadow. Even if you can't always sense my presence, Even when your heart feels clouded or heavy, my protection surrounds you. Trust in this truth, for there is no other truth that can support you the way mine does. I hear your cries, my son, my daughter. Every prayer you whisper, every word you speak in faith, no matter how faint, I hear it. I do not overlook your pleas. I do not allow your words to pass by like empty sounds. No, when you speak with faith, even if your voice trembles, I lean down from heaven to listen. Every morning when you wake and say, God, help me today, I hear you. Even before you utter a word, I already know what you need. But I take joy in hearing you speak. I am delighted when you reach out to me, because in those moments, you draw closer to me, and you open the space for me to move in your life. Open your eyes now. Look at the day I have placed before you. Take a deep breath. Don't focus on the things that haven't come as you planned. Focus on my presence. I am right here, right now, as you read these words, not just as a passing thought, but as a living God who is with you. My spirit surrounds you, and I am whispering to you. Do not be afraid. I am with you. I rejoice when you come to me with trust, when you stop hiding your weaknesses and simply present yourself as you are. I do not require perfection. I desire surrender, a willing heart. You know I hear you, don't you? You know because you've experienced it before. You prayed, and something shifted. You cried in solitude, and peace settled over you. Today, I want you to trust in that once more. I want you to hold on to this truth and live each day anchored in it. I answer your sincere requests, not always in the way you expect, but always in a way that is for your good. My wisdom surpasses yours, and everything I do is full of purpose, with deeper meanings and layers that you may not see yet. It moves me when you pray for your loved ones, when you call their names in prayer, asking for their healing, their peace, and their salvation. You know why this is so powerful. Because, in times of hardship and pain, you choose to look beyond yourself and love others. And that love mirrors my own. That's why you touch my heart, because I see my reflection in you. I see in you what I placed within you from the very start. That's why I'm speaking to you now, because I know who you are, and I know what you can become if you take my hand. This is the moment. This is your calling. Don't let yourself become distracted. Don't ignore this message. There is more I need to reveal to you. I know the thoughts that have been consuming your mind these past nights. They haven't been fleeting or trivial. They have been heavy burdens, weighing down deep into your soul. You felt like no one truly understands the depth of the load you're carrying. You've tried to appear strong, to show that you're handling things when, in reality, you've been broken over and over again. You filled the silence with noise, external voices, endless activities, and distractions. But when everything else fades away and you're left alone with yourself, the anguish returns, the anxiety rises, and that feeling of emptiness becomes overwhelming. I know, my child. I know everything. Even when your lips stayed sealed, your soul cried out in secret. I heard that silent cry that you could not even put into words. I've been with you in those moments when no one else noticed, when you were lying awake in the early hours, staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep, struggling with thoughts you couldn't make sense of, wondering if everything was truly lost. In those dark times, I did not turn away from you. I did not distance myself. I drew closer to you than ever before, even when you couldn't feel it. You need to realize that what you're experiencing right now is not just a bad phase. This is not just another difficult time. What's unfolding in your life is part of a spiritual battle, one that requires your attention and your trust. The emotions you've been wrestling with, the internal struggles, the attacks on your self-esteem, the heartbreaks in your relationships, everything is connected to an attempt to destroy the treasure I have placed inside of you. There is a light within you, a divine spark that I ignited, and there are forces doing everything they can to extinguish it. They've tried to make you believe you are worthless, that your life has no purpose, that no one truly cares about you. But none of this comes from me. I do not speak from a place of condemnation. I speak the truth. And the truth is this: you are of immeasurable value. I have placed eternity within your soul, and despite what your circumstances may shout at you, my plans for your life remain unchanged. You are not drifting without direction. Every step you've taken, every step, even those that felt like mistakes, has been woven into a larger plan that you may not yet understand. Nothing in your life has ever been outside of my control. Even in those moments when you thought you had failed beyond repair, I was still there. I was opening doors, shifting scenarios, aligning circumstances to guide you back toward the purpose I've set before you. There is no shadow you've hidden in that I have not illuminated, no dark thought that my grace hasn't covered. I have been speaking to you through everything, through situations, through words from others, through deep silences, and even through your own pain. Because even in suffering, I have planted seeds that will one day bear fruit. I am faithful to every promise I've made. I do not speak in vain. Every word I have spoken over you is alive and active. Your story was never meant to end in defeat. There are chapters of your life that haven't even begun yet. I've designed you with intricacies and details that even you don't fully understand. Within you, I have deposited gift, sensitivity, strength, compassion, purpose, all created for a specific time, and that time is drawing near. But before you can see this manifest, you must recognize that without me, you can do nothing. That is the key to unlocking what is still closed. That is the surrender that activates the supernatural. When you stop resisting and choose to trust me completely, the purpose I have in coming to you is not to promise an easy life, but a life that is filled with meaning. I want to paint a genuine smile on your face every morning, not a forced smile, not a facade, but a joy that springs from deep within your soul. The kind of joy that doesn't rely on your circumstances, but on my constant presence in your life. I see how hard you try to start each day with hope, and I am moved every time that, despite the fatigue, you choose to keep moving forward. I am here, watching over you, strengthening each of your steps, even when they may feel awkward or uncertain. My love for you is boundless, not fragile like human love that shifts with the days. It is not conditional, nor is it shallow. It is deep, eternal, and pure. I want you to experience that love, not just as an abstract thought, but as a real, tangible presence in your life. I want you to feel it as warmth in the cold, as light in the darkness. This love is the foundation of your healing. It will mend every wound, rebuild every broken part of you. I have never left you, and I will never leave you. This is not just a comforting phrase. It is an unshakable truth. I hold you in the palm of my hand, and there is no force in existence that can take you from me. Every time you thought you were about to fall, it was my hand that caught you, even when you didn't realize it. My protection has been over you in ways that only time will reveal. Trust in this truth, because your emotions are fleeting, they change, they confuse. Trust in what I have spoken. My words are as firm as the foundation of the earth, and you can build your life on them without fear of them failing. I hear every cry, even the one so faint you could barely whisper, "Help me." I take it as a whole prayer, and my ears are never closed. My heart is not far from you. I draw near to those who seek me in sincerity, and I allow myself to be found by those who approach with humility. My response may not always come when you expect it, but it will never be indifferent. I will always act for your good, even if you don't understand the full scope at first. It touches me deeply when you lift up prayers for your loved ones, when you bring their names before me in prayer, when you cry out for their salvation, their healing, their protection. That kind of selfless intercession has the power to move heaven. You are not praying in vain. Every word spoken in genuine love is like sweet incense before my throne. Do not underestimate the power of your prayers, because they carry more weight than you can imagine. You have been planting seeds in the spiritual realm, and soon you will witness the harvest manifest in the visible world. I am here, and I have not been anywhere. I have not abandoned you. Even when the voices within you try to tell you otherwise, remember these words: there is a work I began in you, and I will never leave it unfinished. I have watched every step you've taken, every decision made in fear, every path you've walked, uncertain whether it was the right one. Not everything has been clear or easy. Many times, you felt driven by circumstances far beyond your control. There are wounds that were not your fault, scars in your history that appeared when you were at your most vulnerable. But despite all of that, you were never discarded or forgotten. What others saw as failure, I saw as an opportunity. What seemed like the end was, to me, the beginning of a profound transformation. I am fully aware of the process you've gone through. Everything you've experienced hath been seen from heaven, not with indifference, but with a deep longing for your restoration. Over time, you created ways to protect yourself. You built invisible walls, hid your emotions, wore a mask of normalcy. While this was your way of surviving, it also took away the chance to truly feel. You stopped dreaming the way you used to, stopped believing without hesitation, and closed off your heart, afraid of being hurt once again. I know this well. I understand the story behind every silence, the reasons behind every wall of distrust. I do not condemn you for it. On the contrary, I want to free you from that burden, because the life I have designed for you is not one based on fear but on fulfillment. I do not want you to continue on your journey with a fragmented soul, carrying old pain disguised as indifference or coldness. In the midst of it all, I have seen that you still hold a spark of hope. Even when the fire seems to have faded, there is still a flame within you, hidden beneath the weight of disappointments, waiting for a new wind to blow over it. I am that wind. My presence carries the power to rekindle what you believed was dead. You do not need to understand how it will happen. You only need to allow my presence to touch those areas of your heart you've kept hidden. Do not be afraid to reveal your cracks, because it is exactly there that my glory will shine the brightest. I did not come for those who believe they are perfect. I came for those who acknowledge they have lost their way and long to begin again. You have been surrounded by voices that have left you confused, full of opinions, judgments, and comparisons. You have felt insignificant against the standards of this world. But I am here to remind you that you are more than enough, just as you are. You've questioned your worth when you've watched others move ahead, when you've seen opportunities slip through your grasp. You've wondered if you're invisible, if anyone sees you for who you truly are. But know this, you are not invisible to me, and you never have been. From the very beginning, I saw in you what no one else could. I do not look the way men look. They judge by outward appearance, but I see the heart. And what I have seen in you is tremendous potential to love, to influence, to change lives that is still unfolding. Don't measure your value by what you have not yet accomplished. Everything has its season, and I am perfecting what I began in you, with patience and purpose. I am not calling you because you have all the answers. I call you because you are an integral part of an eternal plan that is moving forward. I call you because your testimony will reach people, because there are lives that will be set free through the very freedom you will experience. There are doors you will open for others. Chains will break when you rise up. The enemy has tried to keep you in a state of passivity, making you believe that nothing will ever change. But that is a lie. Seasons change, and pain does not last forever. New beginnings are ahead, and I am preparing you for them. Not so you arrive weak, but strong, fortified within. I have allowed you to feel pressure, not to break you, but to show you what still needs healing. Through the struggle, your need to rely on something greater than yourself has become clear, and that is grace. While the world teaches you to hide your weaknesses, I teach you to bring them before me so I can transform them into strength. I am teaching you to walk with stability, even on shaky ground, not to be swayed by what you see, but to stand firm on what you know I have said about you. Don't walk by emotion, walk by conviction. Walk with the certainty that I am guiding your every step, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Now is not the time to give up. You've come too far to turn back now. The journey had been long, but it has always been filled with purpose. While others may not understand your journey, I fully understand it. I allowed it because it is leading you to a greater purpose. Although you may not fully understand the details right now, there will come a day when you will look back and realize that it was worth every moment of perseverance. You will see that not giving up was the right choice, that every tear sown in faith has borne fruit, and that every dark night was necessary to bring you to the dawn that is now approaching. Keep moving forward, because there is still much more I need to reveal to you. What lies ahead is different not because the circumstances will change, but because I am transforming you in ways you cannot yet see. You are not the same as you were before. You have grown. You have learned to discern, to stay silent when in the past you would have spoken hastily, to stand firm when before you would have run. This growth has not happened by chance. It is part of my work within you. I am making you stronger, more stable, wiser, and full of discernment because what is coming requires all of these qualities. There are times when silence feels endless, when you are seeking a clear sign but cannot find one, and the unease within you grows, slowly turning into doubt. You question if your prayers have been heard, if your tears have been worth anything, and if your voice is getting lost in the noise of the world. The questions keep multiplying inside, and before you realize it, your soul begins to feel heavy, as if you're walking through life with no hope, as if what you've been waiting for will never come. But what you don't see is that while you're waiting, I am working in the hidden places where you cannot perceive. You are not stagnant. I am at work within you. There are processes that require silence not because there is no answer, but because the answer is still being formed. Some battles are won in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the natural world. Not everything can be resolved immediately, because some things can only be fully understood once they have been allowed to mature over time. What you may perceive as a delay, I see as preparation. What you interpret as rejection, I often use as protection. There have been things you wanted that I didn't allow, not because I'm ignoring you, but because they would have disrupted the work I've been carefully building in you. Not everything you desire is beneficial for you, but everything I have planned for you is good, pleasing, and perfect, even if it doesn't make sense to you in the moment. I have never overlooked your efforts. I have seen how you moved forward even when every part of you wanted to give up. I've noticed how you remained silent when you were provoked, how you chose forgiveness when you had every reason to hold on to anger, how you reached out to help others even when you were the one in need. I've seen every small act of faith, every word of encouragement given when you felt empty, every time you got back up after stumbling. None of this has gone unnoticed or been in vain. These are seeds you have sown without even realizing it, and the day of the harvest is closer than you think. Even in your darkest moments, when you thought there was no way out, spiritual tools were being activated within you, and now those tools are beginning to awaken.